you know what they say about Africa, right? There's no language in Africa that has a direct translation for the word maintenance. So this is going to be really awkward with this. Oh, yes. Absolutely zero. None. I've gone across, I've seen people talking about their countries and their languages. None actually has that concept. The concept doesn't exactly exist in Africa of maintenance. You know where I'm going with this, right?
For the day.
You know where I'm going with this, right? So that would be quite interesting. So are you guys going to do it, leave it? Then what about the upkeep and everything? Because we see this happening in this country.
So it's got to be something that makes sense for Kenyans. So these projects where a Western company or a Western country comes in and does it and then goes, that never works. So we're doing it a whole different way. So it's got to be with Kenyan companies, the government really seeing what's in it for them, but also Kenyans feeling their daily lives are being made better. So they're going to want to see it as something great and positive that they support. And that's affordable housing, it's places to work, just a place to do your shopping, place to come out and go to dinner.
Absolutely. Do me a favor. Through the course of this hour, you know that British wit we hear about? Feel free to give it to us throughout and we can have some fun. Yeah, absolutely. But yes, also culturally, what did you see in Kenya? Let me phrase it this way. What's the 1, 2, 3 things that you would definitely miss about this country?
So the coast, the beach, just like I said, I'm just back from Lamu, and that kind of sort of Swahili history and culture, that's something really special and different that I love. And obviously going on safari, it's a cliche, but to go and see an elephant, a lion, to be able to do it in Nairobi National Park just around the corner, that's just something extraordinary. But then just the diversity. So I've been up in Marsabit and you see the desert going on for an ever and ever. You see the glaciers on Mount Kenya, tropical rainforest in Kakamega. So it's pretty much every weekend you can go away and have a once in a lifetime experience every weekend. And I don't know any other country that lets you do that.
Yeah, well, you could do that if you're the British High Commissioner. For the rest of us, every weekend we're working. But the one thing I did note you didn't mention is the people. They irritate you as much as they irritate me, right?
No, so I've had a great time with Kenya. Everyone's nice to me. I'm the British High Commissioner.
Oh yeah, you're lucky. I can tell you that. I'm half Kenyan, half Tanzania, and they feel like they should be kicking me out to that side, and that side feels like they don't want me anyway. So it should be fun. Which aspect of Kenya is unique? I have a clip that I'll play for you in just a second. We'll have a laugh with that one. But what aspect of Kenyans is unique that you look at and you're like, if I meet someone in the streets of London or anywhere else in the world and they do this, I'll know that, yo, fam, you Kenyan.
So actually, I think that Kenyans are so different. So I've been to the Maasai Council of Elders, and there you see a whole sort of culture, really strong, really lively, really well preserved. You can go somewhere else in Kenya, like I spend a lot of time up in the Somali areas. It's completely different. So that's one of the things I like about Kenya, is there's just so many different cultures, peoples, things going on.
All right, so we're about to do traffic because you know Kenya and traffic. Do you experience traffic on our level, or do you have those
no,
clear the way for
sadly
Mr.
Not.
Oh no,
I'm in a traffic jam like everyone else.
Snap! Must have been tough coming here, but look, we are about to delve into traffic, and if you do not know about this country, then the traffic is absolutely insane. Then I'm coming back after a song. What kind of music do you listen to?
So I like
this hour is for you.
90s,
dad
70s,
rock.
dad rock.
Anything like Matchbox 20?
What is Matchbox 20?
So what kind of dad rocks are you talking about? Give me a jam. While we figure out traffic, you'll be giving me a jam. Think of a song, and then we'll play that to get you into the mood, chilled out, get that British wit coming out, the jokes flowing. And I'm going to play him a clip from a podcast of ladies who live in UK who were actually in Kenya. I think they're still in the UK. Who were actually in Kenya, and one of them had the most amazing experience, which I felt was a personal attack on me. And then we'll see about your reaction. It's a farewell interview of Neil Wigan, the outgoing British Commissioner from the UK to Kenya, who is now on his way out of Kenya, sadly. But one thing I know he won't be missing is where we're going next, traffic.
Capital Traffic and Travel.
And the reason he won't be missing out on the traffic is simply because it can get insane. How insane? Are you on your way to Naivasha? Unapitia huko Maimahio, Karagita, etc. The A104? Well, you know, is it the A104? Yeah, Chico. Woo, thank goodness. Yes, you know that you're dealing with traffic of up to an hour and a half delays. Not anything else. Like, people actually left at 9 o'clock. They were in traffic at one point until, and by the way, the point they were in traffic is about an hour and a half to Nairobi. They just got to Nairobi at 6 o'clock. 10 hours in traffic along that road. I don't know what's going on, but it is insane. Not as insane when it comes to the A2, 13-minute delays. Slow down on Muranga Road as well, but that's under 10 minutes, so you just need to calculate into that. Landis Road, always problematic, but yeah, traffic there, slow down of up to 5-minute delays. British High Commissioner, can I call you Neil?
Call me Neil.
Yeah,
it's easier
call you
for both
Neil.
of us.
It's easier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Neil, where do you guess? If I was to tell me traffic. Where's the one point you know you're going to find traffic in Nairobi?
I'm on Upper Hill, so getting off the expressway, going up to Upper Hill, that's always a nightmare.
Well, I can tell you this, the way you deliver that traffic, you're not going to be a presenter. I think you should stick to your day job. We'll be right back with some great conversations, including what happened at the White House. Not from a serious kind of evaluate this discussion. It's more like laid back because I'm intending to have fun with Neil Wigan right here on Capital in the Morning. Good morning. It's Capital in the Morning with Chico and Flaris.
Capital Traffic and Travel. This is Capital in the Morning Breakfast Show.
An old man turned 98. He won the lottery and died the next day. It's a black fly in your Chardonnay. It's a death row pardon, 2 minutes too late. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain. Goodbye. He waited his whole damn life to take that flight, and as the plane crashed down, he thought, well, isn't this nice? And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride on your already paid. When you're already late, a no smoking sign on your cigarette break. It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. It's meeting the man of my dreams and then meeting his beautiful wife. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic. I really do think it's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride.
with the smallest, thinnest neck I've ever seen. He is not a long ball hitter.
You got him lined up, Adam. You little pencil neck. He buys the smallest shirt collar you can get, and it's loose.
You know, gets up with his very, very narrow neck. You remember? Pencil neck. Dana, you would not be impressed with him physically.
I said, how does he hold up that fat, ugly face with a neck? With a neck? No, it's like pencil neck. We call him pencil neck.
You know, the funny thing is, this is President Trump talking constantly, all the time, attacking Adam Schiff, who happens to be an American lawyer and politician serving as a junior United States Senator for California, a seat which is held since 2024 and is in the Democratic Party, is always under the attack from the president. And it kind of just translates into the meeting that was held yesterday at the White House. Zelensky was there, press conference, the press going insane, as is the case in the U.S. as usual, and Biden found himself in the crossfire out of the blues.
President Trump, the United States has already given hundreds of billions of dollars to this war effort in Ukraine.
Biden.
At best, it is a stalemate, and the killing continues. So, President Trump, how much more is the United States willing to give Ukraine? And President Zelensky, how much more do you want?
Well, I'll start off just by saying we're not giving anything now. We're selling weapons. This is something before, I guess the number is well over $300 billion. That was under Joe Biden, a corrupt politician, not a smart man, never was. By the way, go back 40 years. He was not a smart man 40 years ago either. But now he's in particular bad. This was done by a corrupt administration that shouldn't have been in, and frankly, if the right results of the election were given, if I were president, this war would have never taken place, and he would have been very happy because he would have liked to have seen. I mean, they went through hell. He went through hell. And then the people that were killed, a couple of million people, a lot of people with soldiers and everything else, and the people that have been displaced.
Now, we're not going to talk about that war. We're not going to talk about the numbers. But just listening to Trump, and you reflect here back home with Sangok, who's come out and said some stuff that he shouldn't, the government spokesman who has said some stuff that brings a whole PR drama internationally, and even our president at one point coming out. It looks to me, and then the president of the U.S. and around the world, like diplomacy is becoming something undefined nowadays. This is harder and harder to define.
It's a different world. And people say things that we never expected them to say before. Things change all the time. And for diplomats, we're taught to be really calm and really moderate. And that's just a whole different world that we're living in. So we kind of don't know what to do. We're a bit stuck. What we say sounds really boring to everybody. But you're always a one sentence away from a crisis. So we are kind of paid to be careful.
Wow, but the UK, obviously, I've been seeing a lot of control there. How do you relate to countries where people can say whatever, whenever, like the 254?
So, I mean, that's great. I mean, I've been in countries where people can't say what they want to say. They're afraid that they'll get punished for it. And you come to Kenya and everybody says whatever they want. And I think that's a fantastic thing. I think Kenya should be proud of that people really say all sorts of things. You look at Kenyans on Twitter, it's a complete minefield out there, but I mean, people are saying whatever they want. Sometimes it's crazy, sometimes it's good.
Have you ever had a backlash from Kenyans on X?
So I get people saying all kind of weird things, but actually I've kind of been okay. I haven't had that real disaster moment where you think, I'm really in trouble now and they're really going for me. But I sit and watch and I think I wouldn't want to be a Kenyan politician. What they go through is pretty tough.
Forget what they go through. I've been in drama.
Yeah.
A situation where the backlash wasn't just from Kenyans on Twitter. It was from around the world. I got hate from US, Jamaica. I got hate from the UK. How about that? I'm glad. I hope you were not one of those people.
So I definitely wasn't me, but I've been places where you get that backlash and then you get it from one side, you get it from the other. You think, well, if both sides hate me, I'm probably doing something about right.
I'm glad you didn't ask me what I did.
So now I'm going to ask you, what did you do?
let's just say
It was bad?
It was really bad. It wasn't bad. It was just bad. Makes sense?
Bad-ish.
Bad-ish. Yeah, it was kind of bad. I went off on someone who I shouldn't have gone off on. We're not talking about me. We're talking about you and getting to know you before you head out. Meanwhile, there was this comment in the White House yesterday. But actually, before we even delve into this comment, what did you make? I'm certain you at least got a feel of what happened in the U.S. and how impactful that could be in the whole situation between Russia and Ukraine and ultimately NATO.
So for us, this is a really serious thing. I mean, I know you said we weren't going to joke about it, but we've been one of Ukraine's biggest supporters since the beginning of the war. We really want to see an end to a war which has been a nightmare for millions of people. It's had effects even in countries like Kenya. And so the sooner we can get to a just peace, which Ukraine accepts, the better. And we really hope that what we saw last night, that the process President Trump is leading, we really hope it's going to lead in that direction. Our Prime Minister was there to support it, so we've got our fingers firmly crossed.
Yeah, we're really hoping that it leads there, but man, I was going to ask you, giving up land, part of the territory, and what repercussions that would have, but we said we're not going to have a very serious conversation, so I'm going to try and keep to my word. Meanwhile, President Trump was being President Trump.
It's lost its credibility. Place anywhere to a place that now people, friends of time low. We have a thing going on right now in D.C. We went from the most unsafe place anywhere to a place that now people, friends are calling me up, Democrats are calling me up, and they're saying, sir, I want to thank you. My wife and I went out to dinner last night for the first time in 4 years, and Washington, D.C. is safe, and you did that in 4 days. I'll tell you it's safe. I had another friend of mine, he has a son who's a great golfer, he's on tour, and he came in fourth yesterday in the big tournament where Scotty Scheffler made the great shot. And he said his son is going to dinner in Washington, D.C. tonight. I said, would you have allowed that to happen a year ago? He said, no way, no way. He said, what you've done is incredible. And I think the people realize it. But the press says, he's a dictator, he's trying to take over. No, all I want is security for our people. But people that haven't gone out to dinner in Washington, D.C. in 2 years are going out to dinner. And the restaurants the last 2 days were busier than they've been in a long time. Thank you for the question.
The time I listened to that as I was watching, I couldn't help but think, it's very interesting that he should say he's being called a dictator because he took control and made things happen. And I reflected back here on the continent of Africa, and a statement that's always constantly said. Now, as a diplomat, of course, you're going to give me a diplomatic answer, so I'm waiting for that. But looking at this continent, it does give you this feel that I'm not talking about a crazy Idi Amin kind of dictator, but a certain level of dictatorship is needed in order to bring progress in a country in Africa. Most countries. You look at South Africa, that was let go. They had everything. I know they'll hate this, and I know I'm probably getting in trouble for saying this, but I keep saying, and some of my friends from South Africa, as I was living there for 2 years, said that had they not been in apartheid for that long, South Africa would not have been at the level they're at. Remember that word I said in Africa, maintenance, that's not there? You can see South Africa, right? Case in point. And then you look at a place like anywhere around this world where there is no set person. I'm not saying they're dictators, but I'm saying I
think that's an illusion. So I worked I was ambassador in Congo and I was ambassador in Somalia. And those are both countries which had dictators in place for a long time. And they gave kind of an illusion of safety and an illusion of stability. But you saw when those dictators fell apart, it wasn't sustainable. And then those countries have become so dangerous for their citizens. So I think dictatorship, that kind of authoritarianism, that gives you the illusion of safety. It's not a real safety, and I think that's a really dangerous mistake for people to think that those kind of dictatorships will, in the long run, bring safety to their peoples. And you look at countries like Kenya, one of the most democratic countries in the region, and yeah, I feel safe going out at night in Kenya. I feel safe bringing my kids here. My sister just came here. So I think in the long term, no, I think democracy is the way to safety.
Where do you go out in Kenya, now that we're on that topic?
So I'm really boring and old. So I go out downtown a little bit, Muthaiga where I live, somewhere around there. So I'm not the person to ask for the cool spots in Nairobi. Ask the team, but I have a team who's like go out all the time. They're out till 2 a.m. They're going to bars, they're going to nightclubs. They have a great time in Nairobi.
You know, I was at Babadogo. Do you know Babadogo?
I know of it, yeah.
Yes, so I was there for a viewing, which I think was brilliant. And while I hate to give compliments, the Interior Ministry did pull this one off. And there was viewings in Nairobi, the CBD, Babadogo. You go anywhere, Mathare, I think one in Rongai, Githurai, and different places. They had these viewings. Kibera here also one. And I happened to go out and eat at Babadogo. So yesterday and today, I've been in and out of the loo, man to man, just between the two of us because of eating. So I'm not going to ask to take you somewhere there. But when are you leaving?
Next week.
Next week?
Yeah.
We need to take you out and not Muthaiga area. Like,
yeah,
I need to take you
fun.
somewhere
Yeah,
unique. Have you been to Bama?
No.
Heck, the former president has been there with the current president to have lunch. How about I take you to Bama?
All right.
Before you leave.
Let's try and find a day to do it.
We can try and find a date. It just needs an hour, and we'll get the president or someone in the ministry to give us that, so we don't have to deal with the traffic. But you do need to experience that. Speaking of experiences, I experienced another incident that I'd love us to have a chat on.
Brian, go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. I've got a question for each of you. First of all, Mr. President Zelensky, you look fabulous in that suit.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, you look good.
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? That's the one that attacked you last time. See, now he's in.
I remember that.
You look wonderful. No, my first question for you, President
But you
Zelensky.
are in the same suit. You see, I changed. You are not.
Maybe yours is much better. Real quickly, upon peace, God willing we get peace, are you open to holding an election in your country?
Yes, of course. We are open for election, yes. We have to do safety circumstances. And a little bit, we need to work in the parliament, because during the war you can't have elections, but we can do security. We need, we need a truth, yes, everywhere, in the battlefield, in the sky, in the sea, to make possible for people to do democratic, open, legal elections.
So you say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good. I wonder what the fake.
You like this idea?
No.
Speaking of news,
The funny part is everyone in the U.S., they started reacting. Don't give him ideas! The whole election thing, but we're not delving into that one. It's the earlier part that made me quite interested. How many suits do you own?
4.
4. Really?
I am really there, and they're almost identical. I've got 2 grey, 2 blue. That way I don't have to think about what I wear in the morning. It's very simple.
You know, when you do that, people say it's stylish and it's classy. Do you know when I say that? People say, oh man, this guy is lame, poor.
You should hear what my daughter says. So, no, she looks at my clothes and thinks, you are the most boring person in the world.
How old is she?
16.
Yeah, at that age, they hate everything about us.
You're never going to win
Mine's
that battle.
13. She doesn't even like to be seen in public with me. And she's like, you dress old school. Can't even wear the short socks. Do you know that? Apparently, now you have to wear the long sports socks.
I've never thought about socks. You can get socks wrong? I didn't even know that.
You can get socks wrong. I'm like, you kids are wearing oversized old jumpers and Crocs.
And I'm criticizing me.
You're correct. Thank you. Should call my child and let her hear from you, someone in the UK. Maybe she'll show me some more respect. But yeah, that's just life. So I have like 3 suits now. Not by choice. I gained some weight, so wearing them is a problem. But I am going back to the gym. But it was very interesting that interaction because President Zelensky, out for the last time he was at the White House. Have you ever showed up somewhere dressed not to? Which I do all the time.
Dressed not to impress. I mean, usually I do the other thing. I turn up in a suit and I'm the only person wearing a suit.
Like today?
Couple of times it's the other way around. I think this is going to be super relaxed. everybody else thinks, oh, the British ambassador's coming, so we'd all better wear suits. So that definitely happens.
Oh, man, you live the tough life, don't you?
I'm not going to complain.
Neither am I. We're about to go into traffic and stuff, which include, and I'm giving him a tip here so he's prepared, the hardest language and the most weird, I don't know, how should I say this, insane, crazy experience that he has, the most curious experience that you have had in Kenya. All right? Think on that. We'll be right back.
This is Capital in the Morning Breakfast Show.
FM. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Well, the party was nice, the party was pumping.
Hey, yeah,
and everybody having a ball. Until the fellas started name calling. And the girls respond to the call. I hear a woman shout out,
who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
I see the dance people had a ball cause Billy Fountains get out. Get back, Gruffy, bash Gruffy, get back, you flea infested mongrel. I tell myself I'm man, no get angry.
Hey, yeah,
280 cars calling them K9. Hey, but they tell me, hey man, it's part of the party. You put a woman in front and a man behind. I hear a woman shout out,
who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Say, a doggy is nothing if he don't have a bone.
Oh, doggy, hold your bone. Oh, doggy, hold it.
A doggy is nothing if he don't have a bone.
Oh, doggy, hold your bone. Oh, doggy, hold it. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
I see the dance people had a ball cause Billy Fountains get out. Get back, Gruffy, bash Gruffy, get back, you flea infested mongrel.
Well, if I am a dog, the party is on. I gotta get my groove on, cause my mind I'm gone. Do you see the rays coming from my eye? Walking through the prison, Digimon is breaking them down. Me and my white talk, short, dealing, can't see color. Any caliber do, I think I knew that's why they call me Pitbull. Cause I'm the man of the land, with it to me to do. Who let the dogs out?
So it's Neil and Chico on Capital in the Morning. Chico, how's the traffic looking?
We're about to delve into that one, Neil. Neil and I do Capital in the Morning, especially in the absence of Philaris. Got a new partner, and we're about to delve into that traffic. As you can see, my co-presenter did it. But first, can we go down memory lane?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking with Neil here, just having a quick chat and talking about back in the days, what we grew up on. And one of the things you mentioned is a cartoon that we were talking about just yesterday. Philaris apparently didn't remember until I brought it to her memory. Scrappy-Doo! You know, Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo.
It's
That
just
was
what
my
you've watched,
favorite.
right?
Hanna-Barbera, those cartoons were amazing.
Absolutely amazing. And Scrappy-Doo too. And then we started talking about what we grew up on and brought up a cartoon.
Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse,
I thought
right?
Nobody else remembered Danger
My
Mouse.
goodness, I used to love that.
It was huge in the day. We all loved it.
Oh man, you at that time, by the way, it was just KBC, and it opened at 4:00. So it started off with news, and that news was all about Kidale, Kanu, Moi, and what he's declared on the road. And then we were waiting for the prayers and everything. And then VOK. It wasn't even K. It was VOK, this roundish thing. Really ugly, but really memorable right now. And then boom, you find yourself watching Danger Mouse, and there was a section.
I never knew Danger Mouse was big in Kenya.
It was. You know something else that I miss watching? What was the name of this investigator? Derek. Do you remember Derek the Investigator?
No.
Neil, what were you guys watching in the UK?
So, Pink Panther.
Oh,
I've started
snap!
showing my kids the Pink Panther, and I cannot believe how good it is.
Pink Panther is absolutely brilliant.
It's
And then there was
genius.
that investigator who had that gadget.
Oh, Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget!
Yeah.
Man.
You had a good upbringing.
Oh, yes, I did. Luckily for me, my folks were kind enough to ensure that upbringing wasn't around the 254 at that time. But when I came back, yes, I continued. My mind was open with growing up in the US, and so that's really changed. But if I were in the UK and I could speak British, it would be brilliant.
Oh, Danger Mouse.
No, it didn't work?
No.
Let's go back to the traffic. Okay, okay.
We asked Kenyan business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and investment employees to thrive.
Your business growth is our business, and insurance solutions to expert-led investment services. We've got employees covered. Call Old Mutual on 0711 065 100 or visit oldmutual.co.ke today. Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
Previously on The Lounge with Chow.
This song, actually, even the way I've written it, it's kind of different from the other one because it's really simple and straightforward, like umenibadilisha. Because now she makes me feel this kind of way. So she makes me feel kind of shy, kind of, no, just keep it there, let's order some food. We ate, then the idea came out of there, like, oh Lord, no, oh Lord, yeah, check it. Baby, you are my melody, usingizi wangu nikilala, umenifanya sijiwezi, napenda vile baby umenifanya, salama kwa moyo umekaka.
The Lounge with Chow, every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Capital Traffic and Travel.
Is there really a point of telling you that there's a slowdown on Kenyatta Avenue? There's a crazy, insane slowdown on the A104 over an hour. It's gone down to an hour and 7 minutes, but still over an hour. And also the A2 not looking good. You already know it. However, if you see an incident or accident, how about you holla at your boy? Let us know so we can let everyone else know at 984 in the morning. Hashtag drive-in spelled with a double N, or you can do it via WhatsApp. Our number, simple, 0701, and then obviously 984 984.
Capital Traffic and Travel.
The best mix of music. 98.4 Capital FM.
That's where everyone used to wait for the moment London Beat get to Shibaba. I've been thinking about you playing right here on Capital in the Morning with Philaris, Chico, and Neil Wigan, the outgoing British High Commissioner, paying us a farewell visit. And I've just been called out and told, Chico, Derek was a detective in the West Germany. Why would it outrank Sherlock Holmes? That's from Laban Wanabisi. So Sherlock Holmes is probably what you were watching.
Sherlock Holmes is you have to read it. Like, the books are just amazing. Or listen to the books. That's what I really like.
Oh, yeah. Watching
audio
it
books,
is...
Sherlock Holmes.
Okay, great. Here's the thing. I've just received a message from Philaris, and she was rather interested in knowing, asking this. Nothing says Africa more than our hospitality. What are among the Kenyan foods that you love?
Swahili prawn curry. That's the best thing on the coast.
Swahili what?
Swahili prawn curry.
Oh.
On the coast. Mahamri for breakfast.
Yeah.
And a really good nyama choma, but when you go to someone's house somewhere up country and it's really fresh, that's just the best.
Man, you should hang out with me because I'm half Costa Rican, so I'm from Coast. That's where my dad comes from. So when it comes to food, my sister can cook. No, not me. My sister can cook amazing food. And then I know all the places in Nairobi.
Take me somewhere.
Take you to.
We met too late. It's a shame.
We met too late. This country keeps the good people away from each other, and this has to change. In fact, the next guy coming in, how about
next guy
him
coming in? So when he or she
Chico.
comes, I'll make sure they meet you early on.
Chico is the guy.
Tell
Chico's
them
out
to go
there.
and see Chico.
Great. What random thing have you experienced in this country that is absolutely mind blowing? Like the most curious case of. This is happening?
So the weirdest one of like where I thinking, what am I doing here? Is I was out there doing a field visit to a project we've been funding, and I had to go and inspect the toilets. So they were really proud that they built this new toilet block. So I got taken around the toilets and had to say, "This is lovely. I've never seen a more beautiful toilet before." I didn't really know what to do.
Well, one of the things that I realize that happens in this country is so normal in Africa, to be honest, but is unique to the West, is blackouts.
Yeah.
Electricity disappearing. Like yesterday, I experienced that for hours on end. It came at around 10 o'clock, just when I was about to get to bed. Crazy how we can lose electricity, and somehow it's just normal procedure when it rains or, when it's too dry, etc. And then I happened upon this podcast, which is hilarious. These two young ladies are speaking about one of their experiences. Now you can see me, right? You can look at me, you can see me. And now you can imagine with my color and my pigmentation, if we turned off all the lights and it was dark, what would happen? And then I see and hear this.
The funniest thing that has ever happened to me, two of the funniest things that have ever happened to me in Kenya. It was very dark outside. When I say dark, I mean like there's no street lights. It's not like London, there's no street lights. As in pitch black, yeah? Pitch black, yeah? So I'm holding my cousin on his arm, yeah? I can't see nothing. Somehow he can see. He's acclimated. He's used to it, yeah? So I'm holding him because I'm like, yo, I'm legally blind. Yeah, I can't see nothing. Some guy knocks me. He knocks into me. Yeah? You didn't even see him coming. And you know what he said to me? Look where you're going. The cheek to tell me, look where you're going. God. You have blended into the darkness. I can't see your teeth. I can't even see your eyes. Okay. How dare you tell me, look where you're going? I can't see anything. I couldn't see anything. Suya was so cheeky, and I was dying. I stopped to laugh, yeah. And then my cousin was dying. He was cracking up, and I was saying to him, "How can this guy tell me? Look where you're going." He literally said, "Angale palonenda." I was like, "What?"
It sounds funny, and I really feel for her, but I'm glad she saw the joke in it. But that is actually in the situation in this country. I'm a dark-skinned man, and you probably see the teeth. I get insulted every time there's a blackout here within the studios at the office. But there are features in Kenya that will just you have to take home and miss. And I know you're probably sitting there. You guys should see the look on his face. This could go south very fast. How do I react to this? Chico, don't do this. I'm not gonna do this. But yeah, just your final thoughts on Kenyans, because I really wanted to go with that, but I've seen it could go south quickly. For you.
Thank you for saving
it.
You can see my career ending pretty fast.
Oh man!
No, but I think like Kenyans are fun. Like I've been to places where people are very serious and you have to watch every word you say. And Kenyans are just fun wherever you go. Like friendly, welcoming, enthusiastic, and that. So I'm going to be really sad to go.
But
And my daughter's going to kill me. She hates the fact that we're leaving Kenya.
I know, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I did visit the UK for a bit, and yeah, y'all are
And you're
very
not going back.
antisocial. Yeah, like you're in the train, and no one is saying hi to each other.
No
You're
eye
in the tube, they're on
contact,
the
nothing.
phone. Like no one's. I feel like just talking to people, and I don't know how to shut up. So that'll be tough, man. But where next for Neil Wigan?
So I'm going back to London. So I've got a job back in London. So that's why I'm leaving Kenya early. Sad to do it, but it's a job I couldn't say no to. But hopefully I'll see lots more Kenyans in London. You take me out to Nairobi. Next time you come to London, I'll take you out there.
Absolutely. Is this job in line with what you're doing, or are you completely changing careers?
So it's a big new job. So it's still at the Foreign Ministry, but I'm going to be in charge of strategy and British strategy in the world. So it's a nice small job.
Ah, great. The money?
Same.
Tough
We're
luck.
civil servants.
Linear movement, but movement all the same,
Yeah.
right? All right, man. Once again, it's been absolutely amazing hanging out with you, and we're very honored that you were in Kenya, in spite of all the ups and downs. Because now I'd probably, love to ask about the military, the scandals, but once again, I said I am not going to bother you. The next guy, though. You need to put me in touch with him, because the questions are, you should see the people. I'm getting these looks like, yeah, he's not coming in here. But yeah, it was an absolute honor hanging out with you, man.
Thanks, Chico. I'll send them your way. Good luck.
Luck is exactly what I need. We have been hanging out with the one and only Neil Wigan, the outgoing British High Commissioner, who is finally saying goodbye to the 254. Quite an interesting person. I am so sad I met you a bit late, but yeah, it was great just hanging out with you once again.
Thanks, Chico. Goodbye.
Have a good one. I will let you guys know if I do indeed get an opportunity to take him to Bama. Nitapiga picha. I've done it with Felaris. She had no idea about Bama. It's good. It's a healthy food. And if it bothers his tummy, he is the outgoing British High Commissioner.